Today I had lunch to make, as well as Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner. As everyone here at the Abbey knows, I'm something of a control freak. And I like things to be orderly. And so I was the person who volunteered to set up the rotation for doing our Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner sharings every day. I was happy to do it. So what people watching probably don't know is that as a community, we do a lot of things by rotation. So we each take turns cooking. We each take turns setting up the altar in the morning and doing, the various things that keep the monastery in motion, doing what we need to do. So I was very careful, I thought, in setting up these talks to check against our lunch rotation to make sure that nobody ever had to make lunch on the same day that they were giving the Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner sharing, because we do that right before lunch every day. So yesterday I discovered that in my care and trying to make sure that this didn't happen, what I had been comparing the rotation to was not the lunch rotation, but the altar rotation. So I had so carefully changed everything so that nobody ever had to cook and do Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner on the same day, when what I had actually done is make sure that nobody ever was leading in the morning and doing Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner on the same day, right? Does that make sense? So as I'm washing the dishes and getting lunch on the table, it just occurred to me how much relief I get from thinking about the three characteristics of cyclic existence. This is like so good for my mind. It helps me so much. So that's what I was thinking today. So the three characteristics that we really need to spend a lot of time thinking about, first of all, is that all phenomena are impermanent. Everything changes moment to moment. Secondly, everything is in the nature of being unsatisfactory. And then thirdly, all phenomena are empty of inherent existence or having a solid self. Everything is completely interdependent, in fact. So my reflection over the kitchen sink as I was washing dishes was just how comforting it is to go back to the thought that everything in cyclic existence is in the nature of unsatisfactoriness. And especially for us control freaks and tendencies towards some kind of perfectionism, it really is helpful for my mind to just look, and now I can laugh. If this had happened 2 years ago or even last year, I'd have been pretty stressed. So this is a fruit of practice. But definitely reflecting on, oh my gosh, no matter how you try to organize or how careful you think you are about some things, or there's all these unknowns, and it is just the nature of cyclic existence. I was walking with Venerable Jigme yesterday, and if I can share a little bit, just her experience of having been so active in wanting to bring peace during the Vietnam War era, and feeling that, boy, we really did it at the time the war ended. And then when the Iraq War began, just being devastated that, we hadn't done it. And so we talked about this very thing, how it is so helpful for our minds to relieve ourselves with the simple realization that this is samsara. This is cyclic existence. This is just the way things are. And so, personally, I find that if I can really apply that and think about it very deeply, then it really helps to calm my mind when I think something should be the way it isn't, or something should be better than the way it is, but to go back to what Venerable Chödrön has often taught us, that it is what it is. It simply is what it is. And so for all of you who will someday accidentally be making lunch and also discover that it's your turn to give the Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner talk, my apologies, but for me it was actually quite helpful to apply the Dharma to the situation today, and I hope lunch is good.